All right, folks, today is Sunday, October 19th, 2025. And today we're going to talk about the convenience of a starch-based diet. And I couldn't think of a better way to do this video than to show you what I eat in a day, or what you could eat in a day, or what anyone could eat in a day on a starch-based diet, and the convenience of it. Because there's more to convenience than just availability. So I used to be a vacuum cleaner salesman, and I used to sell this it wasn't for very long, folks, but I did manage to sell a few vacuums, So here's what I learned in that experience. It was the rainbow vacuum cleaner. The rainbow vacuum cleaner had a unique design where it didn't use vacuum cleaner bags like traditional vacuum cleaners use, like most vacuum cleaners use. It had a tank that you filled up with water, so when you operated the vacuum, all the dust and dirt and debris that was collected went into the tank of water, and you just simply emptied the water, washed the tank, and you were ready for your next vacuum. Now, it had its strength and it had its drawbacks, because compared to an upright, you had to pull a tank along behind you with the water, and you use the sweeper, like you would any vacuum cleaner. So what we were taught was to do a vac knock. We would have to knock the other vacuum cleaner and show the strengths of the rainbow in order to get the idea and the functionality behind the system into the head of the consumer in hopes that they may buy one. So we would put little pieces of cloth into the pipe between where the tank was, from where the sweeper would pick up stuff. And what we would do is we would use their vacuum cleaner, vacuum over the floor, good spot. Then we would take the rainbow and we would put that cloth in the pipe, and we would show them what their vacuum cleaner left behind by vacuuming over the same spot. It was a convincing trick every time, but seeing the dust in the water itself was the actual convincing. So we would vacuum over there that spot again with the rainbow. Then we'd put the cloth back in, and then we would show the clean cloth, coming from the tube, which at that point the vacuum cleaner kind of sold itself. Not to mention the fact that you could run fragrances in the water that would actually perfume and aerify out through the house while you were vacuuming. So yeah, rainbow vacuum cleaner. So that's kind of like what diets are like. People try to sell you on convenience when it comes to their diets, because with a little bit of with a lot of restricting, you can just about make any diet work, right? Depending on how restrictive they are, how many calories that they allow for, or how many they don't, and how restriction, that type of thing. So you can just about sell any diet. So what you try to do is you try to make your diet better than everybody else's by convenience. So when it comes to ready to eat foods on a Starch Solution, let's see. Now, when I was doing the sugar diet, I would go straight to the fruit aisle and I'd buy some fruit, which was pretty darn convenient, because you had your fruit. You basically all you do is take it home, rinse it off, and eat it, right? Take it with you wherever you went. You always had some fruit to eat. Storage was a different thing, and how long it would last was another thing. You'd have to eat that fruit up, so you couldn't just buy bunches and bunches of different fruit, unless you bought canned, which was putting in extra added sugars, which I found out, it caused a bunch of teeth issues. The more sugar in the diet and the more you were consuming. Now, if I was to eat like maybe 10, 20 grapes right now, it wouldn't cause instant issue, right? But if I did that periodically throughout the day and used other sugar sources, yeah. Sugar is allowed to process straight through the liver, go straight into the bloodstream, and it would sneak up into the tooth through your blood veins and blood vessels. So there's no amount of rinsing you can do to prevent something like that from getting into, especially if you got like wisdom tooth issues. Of course, you could always have the wisdom tooth removed if it gets too extreme, but thank God mine was not that extreme and I was able to catch it in time. But, I still wanted the effects of, the FGF21 that is the secret magic behind the sugar diet. So when I dug into this deeper, I found out starches also activate it. And which leads me down the road of convenience. I mean, when we're talking of convenience, there's nothing more convenient than a can of beans. I mean, it's as simple as opening up the can. You can take it with you anywhere you go, and you got an instant meal. I mean, sure, you could put it in a bowl. You could microwave it or heat it up in a pot, but beautiful thing is, you can just eat it straight out of the can. And the butyric acid that occurs within naturally within your body is where the FGF21 magic comes in, and beans are a big producer of butyric acid. Not to mention the fact that you get the benefits of protein. We got 6 grams of protein per serving, 3.5, 3.5 servings per can. So about 21 to 20 grams of protein per can. And you're good to go. Instant meal source. Instant meal source. You can't get no more convenient than that. Now, there's other things, of course, you could always eat as well. Any type of vegetable. I mean, you got like canned potatoes. You could open up that can of potatoes. Drain the water off of it. Add a little ketchup to it. Mash it up with a fork, and you got an instant combination. For a quick food source there as far as the starch, the convenience of the starch goes. That's what I'm trying to point out here. All right, so there's that. We got a lot of day left, so I think you get my point of the convenience and the ease of what you can grab quick on the go as far as a starch-based diet goes. All right, so let's just say you wanted to, you got your can of beans in, you're good for a while. You want to prepare food for yourself and the family later, which is a situation that I run into a lot. So when I can, I like to try to prepare things that my family can eat right along beside me. So chili beans would definitely be a way I could do that. So I got my trusty crock pot here, and I just start filling it up with all of these vegetables. Now, these are no salt added diced tomatoes. It's going in my chili beans, and I'm just going to dump everything in them. Can of black beans here for them, because Black beans have like some of the best vitamins and macronutrients available. We definitely want to do a bunch of tomato. Tomato has lycopene, which is definitely good for men's health. Sometimes you have to actually use a can opener to and we got some festive corn. This corn's got red and green peppers mixed with the corn. And for some reason, this corn don't want to open with the can opener like it's supposed to, but hey, we got it anyway. And we just mix all of that in there. Of course, whatever spices that you like. And you could add regular onion, or you could add some onion flakes. I like to cheat sometimes. Put this dehydrated onion in there. Adds to the flavor. Everything. A little bit of that large flake nutritional yeast adds to the flavor of everything as well. Plus you get your B12 off of that, I think. We're going to add some navy beans and some great northern beans, and we're going to add some texture vegetable protein in there. Is going to represent the chili for me. And you just pour it in there. And a little is going to go a long way. It's going to represent the chili. And we'll just add our other beans in there. Some navy, some great northern. Now I don't like a lot of chili bean spice in mine, so what we'll do is I'll season it with this Country Bob's Cajun for my chili beans. I like the outcome and the flavor that it provides. And add some water in there to help with the absorption of that TVP. That should be enough right there. I'm going to add a lot of that seasoning. Try to get it to shake out. There we go. There we go. And then we'll just stir it up. Now, I'm probably going to add some more things to fill this pot up real quick, but I think you get the idea here. We're going to have some chili beans. I'm going to add some more tomatoes, some more beans as needed. And yeah, cook up some of that cornbread and we'll be good for later. So we've had our quick meal and we've prepared food for the rest of the day. Alright, so the next convenient starch on my list is going to be a favorite of everyone, I'm sure. And that is some good old oatmeal. Now, oatmeal is just as simple as adding either quick oats like I do. You can put all that those low sugar fruits in there like you see with the blueberries or the raspberries or whatever you choose. But I'm just going to pour a little bit in this bowl here. And it don't take a lot because oats kind of swell up, so you don't want to take a big bowl like this and fill it to the top. I don't even have it halfway full. A little bit of oats go a long way, plus I just ate those beans. But yeah, I've got 100% confidence in this diet that eating the beans and this oatmeal is going to be fine eating together. And weight loss is still going to occur because it has been occurring ever since I got on this starch solution. So now with oatmeal, you can either eat it cold or hot. I like mine cold, and I like mine with extra added flavor like this sugar-free log cabin syrup. 90% fewer calories. Of course, like it says, it's sugar-free and fat-free. There, you do get a little bit of fat from the oatmeal, so there you go. Also, a little bit of fat from the corn that's in the chili beans cooking there. So it's not like I'm not getting any fat whatsoever. We're not doing zero, that kind of rock bottom. We're getting a little bit in there, what naturally occurs in the food. So somebody wanted to poke a little fun at me about using my Torani sugar-free the other day. So, yeah, I can use all of that I want. I don't really see your valid humor behind it, considering, that it's 0 calories and 0 fat. Plus, you get the benefit of a sweet-tasting pumpkin in whatever you're adding it to. So, yeah. I think I do need some more Torani's syrup. Or yeah, I think I do need a little more there. It's one of those things that you don't have to use sparingly. What you got to say about it all the way from Hawaii now? Alright, so then we add some oat milk, and I'm going to answer the door, and I'm going to let it sit and soak a minute, and we'll eat it in just a few. And also, just want to point out, I'm not talking about my skeleton friends in Hawaii. I think we are pretty much on the same page. It's that other older chick from Hawaii, the one I'm talking about. But anywho, you can buy big 5-pound bags of rice, you know, pretty storageable, convenient, you know, with a little rice cooker. It doesn't take very long to heat up some in one of those, right? Also, you have this zero fat minute rice, which you can heat up in the microwave if you have to. I mean, there's always a quick solution to quick and easy convenience to the starch, to a starch-based diet. I mean, it is only 1:30 in the afternoon on a cold, rainy Sunday. As you can see, my chili is pretty much done. Look at that. Look at that. And also, if you watch my video from previous, I've got cornbread mastered for my stew. All we got to do is heat it up. Alright, while my cornbread's heating up, let's talk about some other things that you could store easy and for a long time. Like these pinto beans here, I got them tied off. This was another huge bag that you can cook off of, you know, several different times. A little more complicated to fix, you know, but you know, there are quicker beans that cook like lentils. You know, you can mix them right in with the rice cooker. Which I am out of lentils right now, but you also have these whole grain pasta. I've used these pasta, spaghetti thin, noodles, rice noodles, soba noodles, all kinds of quick, easy, storable, starch-based items that you could use on a diet that is mainly in starch. Not to mention the fact that those things store longer, you know, than fruit. I mean, fruit, you know, pretty much you can get it frozen, but you can also get the veggies, and a lot of the starch-based veggies like the corn and different stuff like potatoes and everything frozen as well. So the game's pretty equal, you know, when it comes to sugar versus starch in the frozen department, but in the canned department, the sugars solidify, and usually they're in a sugary syrup when it comes to the fruit-based stuff, where the veggies are just mainly in water most of the time. So veggies have starch has a slight advantage in the canned department, I would think. And you know, there's always raw veggies if you like that thing, like carrots and celery and even broccoli and different things, like, you know, that you can incorporate into a salad along with the fruits, you know, in a starch-based diet. I found it very easy and convenient to the point where, as a former vacuum cleaner salesman, I don't even have to sell it to you. You already know. You already know what I'm talking about. Yeah. A starch-based diet is very convenient, very easy, not complicated at all. And the foods that you can prepare on a starch-based diet and then cool in the refrigerator for later to take with you, you get the benefit of that resistant starch, which is a whole different ball game. Different ball game for the sugar responses, and the insulin spike responses and everything are a lot softer on, you know, the resistant starch and stuff like that. Plus, yeah, I mean, when you think about things like that, it's definitely convenient, and even the food that you do have to prepare is worth the very minimal effort that goes into it. You know, benefits outweigh you know, complications and all of that. So the rewards are definitely worth it. The satiety in a starch-based diet is definitely worth it. It works well for me. Both diets work well for me, but I can eat in abundance on a starch-based diet and not have to worry about no kind of tooth pain creeping into that wisdom tooth. I can eat starch all day long, every day. I've done had a huge thing of oatmeal. I had a veggie bean burger already today. Made one for my wife, made one for myself. I had the can of beans this morning, so you know, I've eaten pretty good already, you know. And I'm fixing to tear up some chili beans and some cornbread as soon as that gets done. I mean, how awesome is this diet as far as ease and convenience of food? Not to mention the fact that most of us love the savory. I love the savory goodness of a starch-based diet. You know, I also love the sweet of the fruit, but I've always been more of a savory type of person, and I feel better from the protein that I get off the starch. I feel like the definite benefits outweigh the negatives. All right, and just like that, the cornbread is done. Ooh. Comes out good every time, folks. Comes out good every time. Look at that. Cornbread. So, diet's always worth the effort that you're willing to put into it. I 100% put a good effort into mine, as you can see. Whew, that is hot. I accidentally burnt my thumb a while ago. It's all good though. I've had worse. I have come up with a new method for cooking this cornbread that I have not made on video yet, that is more moist. And more delicious. Very hot. See if we can get a piece out without burning ourselves here, so we can show you what we're working with. Ooh. Let me get something to assist with. Oh. I still wound up taking the tip off, but Very moist, very delicious cornbread right there. Yeah. I have actually perfected it in such a way that it rivals Jiffy. If you like Jiffy cornbread, like a sweet cornbread. Mm-hmm. That is a video by itself. But for now, we're just going to take a piece of it. Oops. Put it in the bowl like that. We're going to have some chili beans here. Woo, buddy. Mm-hmm. See what else we can get with these chili beans. A little bit of that Mrs. Campbell's Chow Chow in there. That'll help cool things down. Look how thick the Mrs. Campbell Chow Chow is. Ooh, buddy. Get a little sweet vegetable relish going on in there. And then we just mix it up and let that cornbread soak up some of that chili bean juice. Mm-hmm. There we go. Ooh, you know that's hot as lava. The cornbread's hot. The chili's hot. My thumb's hot from the burn. Don't worry, folks. I put some aloe on it. It should take the sting out of it in a little while. Look at that. Look at that. Y'all know that's gonna be hot right there. Mm-hmm. What we got right here is chili beans. Very minimal fat. What's coming from the corn, and that's about it. Like it or not, that TVP takes on the texture of chili. It's like it just does. That's so good. So now you see how to make chili beans, plus you get to see the ease and the convenience of a starch-based diet, along with the satiety of it. We eat at a good volume. We burn off a lot of energy. A lot. I noticed one thing: I do not stay stuffed throughout the entirety of the day like I did back when I allowed all the when I was eating the sad standard American style diet, because I did a lot of that on this channel. I felt like I would stay full from the time I started eating, whatever time that may be, till the time I went to bed. Now I eat in abundance, but I don't never feel unsatisfied, but I don't never feel stuffed to the point where I'm miserable going to sleep at night either. So my eating habits have evolved, that's for sure. And we have kept most all of that weight off. We had an uptick, slight little hiccup when we added a little more animal protein in. We've lost most all of that back down now to a desired range for sure. My goal at the beginning of the year was to get into the 270s from closer to upwards near 340. I think I was like 338 pounds starting out. So I'm way under, I'm a good ways under 270 now. So I have beaten my goal for the year and then some. If I stop right now, I've already won for the year. So all I gotta do is just keep winning till December 31st. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep winning till then. And that right there, chili beans and that cornbread. Hey Claw, you gonna eat your cornbread? Yeah, that type of stuff's gonna help me cross that finish line strong, stronger than when I started. That's for sure. That's for sure. Woo, oh man, I feel good. Tell me what you think down in the comments. And that's all I got for this one, folks. So until the next one, you folks have a good one.